Okay. So hello guys. So for this video discussion, let's talk about biological asset and agricultural produce. So lagi mo na lang itatandaan na kapag usapang biological asset and agricultural produce, yung standard na ginagamit natin dyan is PAS 41. PAS 41 magkasunod yan. Yung kanina, yung sa isang video discussion natin, PAS 40 which is investment property. Pag biological asset, PAS 41 tayo. Okay? So ano nga bang meron sa biological asset? So from the word itself, it is an asset. Okay? Si biological asset is a non-current asset. Usually muna, non-current asset. Which is from the word itself, bio. Ibig sabihin, dito merong usapang life. Okay? It is an asset na meron daw buhay. Okay? So ano bang mayroong mga asset na pwede daw maging buhay? Pwede daw plants. Pwede daw animals. Therefore, we can safely say that dead animals or plants or non-living things are not biological assets. Okay? Hindi daw bio-asset yung mga yan. Pagkapatay na, pag wala ng buhay, and kapag bagay lang. So, dapat daw biological asset meaning merong buhay. Okay? Okay tayo. Ano naman meron sa agricultural produce? Si agricultural produce, ang difference lang yan, pag agricultural produce is yan yung mga consumable. Okay? Consumable living asset. Okay? So, ganito nga yan. Lagyan natin ng konting branches. Okay? So, kapag usapang biological asset, ulitin natin, dapat ito merong life. Okay? May buhay tayo dyan. Si biological asset, it can either be pwedeng plants, pwedeng animals. Okay? Basta merong buhay yan. Dapat hindi yan patay, dapat buhay yan. Ngayon, si plants, okay, it can either be consumable plants or it cannot be consumable. Okay, it cannot be consumed. Si biological asset natin pwedeng halaman, pwedeng puno, pwedeng plants nga. Yung plants natin pwedeng consumable or pwedeng hindi consumable. Kapag daw consumable yung plants natin, yung standard na ginagamit natin dyan, PAS 41. Kapag daw hindi makonsume yung biological asset, tinatawag daw yung bearer plants. And kapag bearer plants na daw tayo, yung standard na ginagamit daw natin dyan is PAS 16. Part yan ng property plant and equipment. Okay, pag bearer plants, property plant and equipment yan. Ngayon, kapag usapang animals naman, okay, si animals, dalawa din yan. Pwede ding consumable animals, pwede ding cannot be consumed, or pwede ding bearer animals na lang. Okay? Hindi, yung purpose niya is hindi to consume. Parang hindi to consume, sir? For example, meron tayong alagang baboy. Okay? Yung alagang baboy, for example, inalagaan mo yung baboy para ilitsyon. Consumable yung animals na yon. Kapag consumable yung animals, PAS 41 tayo. Okay, PAS 41 ang gagamitin mo. Kapag hindi ma-consume yung animals, ang gagamitin mo daw dito na standard is PAS 41 pa rin daw. Ano naman difference ng cannot be consumed? Let's say for example, meron ka ulit alagang baboy. Yung alagang baboy na yun, yung purpose niya is para mag-produce ng iba pang baboy. Okay, para siyang bearer plants pa rin, pero ito, bearer animals. Okay? Parang ganon. Ang purpose ng baboy mo is mag-anak ng panibagong baboy. Tapos yung inanak na baboy, yun yung gagawin mong consumable. Yun yung gagawin mong lechon. Kapag usapang animals, regardless if consumable or bearer animals, PAS 41 yung standard na ginagamit natin dyan. Okay tayo? Sa plants lang nagkaiba. Sa plants, kapag consumable, for example ng consumable natin, yung mga crops. Okay, mga timberland, yung mga puno na ang purpose is para gawing uling, para gawing papel, consumable yun. PAS 41 daw ang gagamitin. Kapag yung plants daw is to bear plants, for example, mango, yung purpose ng mango is para mag-produce ng mangga. Okay? Sabi daw, PPE daw yung plants na yun. Bearer plants daw yung plants na yun. Hindi daw siya ma-consume. Hindi daw yung purpose niya is to consume such plant. Okay tayo dyan? Sige. Ngayon, kapag usapang agricultural produce, okay, pag-usapang agricultural produce, yung agricultural produce natin kasi, parang ito yung bunga. So, kapag animals, yung bunga nung bearer animals, yun yung agricultural produce. Sa plants, for example, yung mango. Okay, mango plant, mango trees. Yung bunga na mangga, yun yung agricultural produce. Sabi daw, pag agricultural produce daw, PAS 41 pa rin daw yung gagamitin natin. Provided na dapat yung agricultural produce is still unprocessed. Okay, for example, ulit yung mangga, dapat hindi mo pa na-process yung mangga. Sir, what if processed na daw? If processed na daw yung mango, ang gagawin mo daw doon, i-measure mo na siya using PAS 2 or yan yung inventory na. For example, may mangga, gumawa ka ng mango tart. Yung mango tart na dati, yung mango na dati agricultural produce, since unprocessed na siya, magiging inventory mo na raw siya. Okay, naging mango tart na. Okay, ulitin natin, yung PAS 41, it applies to biological asset and agricultural produce. Pag biological asset, yan yung mga living animals, living plants, living asset. Okay, na meron ng buhay. Si agricultural produce, yan yung bunga ng mga bearer plants and bearer animals. Okay, yung isa lang yung hindi kasama sa biological asset natin, kapag plants ka daw, and you are classified as bearer plants. Kasi ang standard daw na ginagamit, PAS 16 tayo. Gawa natin. Sige. So dito, meron tayong list kung paano mo siya makaklassify as bearer plants. Meron tayong mnemonics, POR, POR. Okay? POR. Okay? P stands for, kapag daw yung bearer plants mo is ginamit for production of agricultural produce. O, sinabi ko kanina, anong example mo dyan? Mango. Okay? Bakit ka merong mango tree? Para kumuha, para magkaroon ng bunga, which is yung mango. So, anong purpose ng plants mo? To bear agricultural produce. PPE daw siya. Okay? Yung O, kapag daw yung bearer plants mo is, yung purpose is to bear more than one period. Okay? Dapat more than one period daw. Ibig sabihin, more than 1 year. Ano ba yung example, sir? For example, yung mango mo, ilang beses ba mamumunga yan? Tama. Ilang taon man, maraming taon yan. So sabi daw, bearer plants daw siya. O for example, meron kang palay. Yung palay mo, hindi naman yung palay yung kinakain mo. Tama. Okay, anong kinakain mo sa palay? Yung bigas na ginagawa or yung bigas na pinoproduce ng palay. Kaso, bago mo makuha yung palay, kailangan yung bearer plants or yung palay, para makuha mo yung bigas, yung bearer plants or yung palay mismo, kailangan mo na din siyang gapasin. So, ibig sabihin, hindi siya for one period. Okay, kapag hindi siya for one period, ano daw siya? Consumable plants na raw siya. PAS 41 na daw yung gagamitin mo, hindi daw PAS 16. Kailangan ma-meet yung requirements na ito. Dapat for production of agricultural produce and dapat for more than one period. And yung letter R natin, it is very remotely of likelihood of being sold as agricultural produce. Okay? Para maklasify siya as bearer plants. Kapag hindi na-meet yung POR natin dito or yung POR under the requirements of bearer plants, tapos living asset yan, merong buhay yan, i-part or i-classify mo na siya as PAS 41, biological asset and agricultural produce. Okay tayo? Sige. And, sinabi mismo sa PAS 41, okay, that to be classified as biological asset and agricultural produce, dapat daw meron tayong tinatawag na agricultural activity. Okay, sinabi doon, PAS 41 applies to bioasset that undergoes agricultural activity. Kasi kapag meron ka daw na-receive, for example, na mangga, tapos yung mangga naman, nakuha mo na lang, incidental lang. Wala ka naman daw management na ginawa. Wala ka naman daw transformation na ginawa. Sabi daw yung asset daw na yun, hindi daw siya part ng biological asset and agricultural produce. Kaya sinabi dito, the management must, or the entity must manage the biological transformation and the harvest of the biological asset. Okay? Dapat daw, hindi lang siya binigay sa'yo ng nature. Okay? Dapat daw meron ka ding ginawang movement, meron ka daw ginawang action para mag-produce yung isang asset na yun. Okay? So yung features niya dito, para ng features daw ng agricultural activities, dapat capability to change. And dapat daw management of change. Pwede daw dapat babago. And pwede daw dapat na bago dahil for the purposes, dahil minanage daw yung asset. Okay? And syempre, dapat daw the measurement of the change can be reliably measured. Okay? Dapat pwede ding ma-measure. So, kailangan ulitin ko lang si biological asset and agricultural produce, bago siya maging PAS 41, provided na hindi siya bearer plants. Okay, provided na hindi bearer plants, para siya classify siya as PAS 41, dapat daw merong agricultural activity. Yun lang yung sinasabi ng standard. Okay? Okay, measurement purposes tayo. Biological asset and agricultural produce are initially and subsequently measured at fair value less cost to sell, wherein the fair value means that the price that would be received to sell an asset. Okay? Take note mo na, to sell an asset. Ang usapan dyan, para saan mo makikita yung fair value natin dyan? Punta ka ngayon sa PFRS 13 na standard natin, measurement of fair value, and sinabi doon, hanapin mo daw yung principal market. Pag nakita mo daw yung principal market, yung fair value sa principal market, yun yung fair value na gagamitin mo. Sir, what if walang principal market? Humanap ka daw sa most advantageous market. Tingnan mo daw yung mga market, alin yung most advantageous market doon. Yung fair value daw sa most advantageous market, yun yung fair value daw na gamitin natin. Ulitin ko, yung definition ng fair value na sinasabi sa standard natin dito is that the price that would be received, okay, to sell an asset. Magkano daw yung marireceive mo kapag dumating yung point na ibebenta mo na daw yung asset? Fair value. Ano namang ibig sabihin ng cost to sell? Okay, sabi daw, i-less mo daw yung cost to sell. Cost to sell daw are necessary costs to incur upon selling the asset. Okay, ano naman yung cost daw na mai-incur mo kapag binenta mo na daw yung asset? Kanina, yung fair value. Ano yung amount na marireceive mo pag binenta mo yung asset? Yung cost to sell. Ano naman yung mga expenses na magagamit mo the moment na ibenta mo daw yung asset? Yun daw yung measurement natin sa PAS 41. Initially and subsequently, i-measure mo siya using fair value less cost to sell. Okay? Gusto ko na lang emphasize to. Hindi yata specifically sinasabi sa standard, pero yung cost to sell na sinasabi dito, dapat future necessary cost sila. Okay, dapat future cost kasi mamaya meron ka makikita sa problem. Meron daw siyang na-receive, meron daw siyang na-incur na directly attributable cost, binayaran na daw niya. Hindi na siya future cost mo. So, hindi na siya cost to sell mo, but rather, expense mo na siya. Loss mo na raw siya. Okay? Ulitin ko, emphasize ko lang yung kasama sa cost to sell mo dito, necessary cost. Meron ka kasi makikita dyan mamaya, necessary cost pa rin siya. Pero hindi siya future cost. Dapat daw future cost pa lang. Or hindi mo pa nagagamit yung cost para maging part siya ng fair value less cost to sell. Okay? Isa pang gusto kong emphasize, meron kang makikita dyan minsan transportation cost. Kung mapapansin mo, si transportation cost, necessary cost yan Pero sinabi mismo sa standard, si transportation cost daw, hindi daw siya part ng cost to sell. But rather, it is a deduction to the fair value. Okay? Mamaya, meron tayong illustration dyan. Basta tandaan mo na lang, transportation cost is not a cost to sell, kahit na necessary cost daw siya, but it is only a deduction to the fair value. Deduction lang siya daw sa fair value natin. Ulitin ko ulit, future necessary cost dapat yung cost to sell natin. Okay, kasi meron dyan directly attributable cost. Si directly attributable cost, ini-expense mo na yan pag usapang PAS 41. Kinakapitalize mo lang si directly attributable cost kapag usaping mining, usaping PPE tayo dyan. Okay, usaping wasting asset and property, plant, and equipment. Malinaw tayo doon, no? Sige. Next tayo. So, okay. Illustrate natin yung sinasabi ko kanina sa market. Ulitin ko. Yung sabi sa market, dapat hanapin mo yung principal market. Pag binigay daw yung principal market, yung fair value sa principal market, yun yung fair value na gagamitin mo. Pag hindi nakita yung principal market, hanapin mo daw yung most advantageous market. So let's say for example, nakita mo sa market, dalawa yung market na meron. Merong active market 1 and active market 2. I-assume mo yung principal market natin daw is yung active market number 1. So ano daw yung fair value mo? Ito na yun. Market price natin. Yan na yung fair value mo. So kapag yung principal market is number 1, yung fair value natin is 130 pesos. Kaso meron transportation cost to. Yung transportation cost, anong sinabi ko? Deduction yan sa fair value. So minus 10 tayo dito, 120 pesos yung fair value natin. Okay? Ano yung cost to sell mo? Sinabi na dyan, cost to sell mo is 15. So yung cost to sell natin dito, 15 pesos. Paano mo i-measure or anong amount mo i-measure ngayon yung biological asset? Dapat fair value less cost to sell. So that would be 120 less 15 pesos na cost to sell. I-measure mo siya using 105 pesos. Ulitin ko si transportation cost, hindi yan cost to sell, but rather a deduction sa fair value. Kasi mayroon dyan, tatanungin magkano yung fair value. Yung sagot mo dyan, yung 130 minus 10, 120 pesos. Magkano cost to sell? 15 pesos. Okay, huwag kang malilito. Tinanong, magkano yung ending balance ng biological asset natin? 105 pesos. Kasi yung measurement, fair value less cost to sell. Hindi lang fair value, hindi lang cost to sell. Dapat fair value less cost to sell. Okay tayo? O paano kapag walang principal market? Hanapin mo daw yung most advantageous market. Ano yung most advantageous market natin? Yun yung kapag kinompare mo yung active market 1 tapos yung active market 2, ano yung mas advantageous sa point of view mo? So, i-compare mo. Kung yung market price mo is 130, tapos meron kang cost na magagamit na 15 pesos, tapos 10 pesos na transportation cost. So, that would be 130 less 15 less 10, 105 pesos yung magre-receive mo sa active market 1. I-compare mo sa active market 2, 125 less 5 less 10, 110 pesos daw tayo dito. O ano daw yung most advantageous market mo? Sinabi na, yan 110. So yung gagamitin mo daw na data, yung kay active market 2. So kapag tinanong, walang principal market, ano daw yung fair value? Okay, ano yung fair value ba dyan? Yung 125 less yung 10 pesos, that would be 115 pesos. Magkano cost to sell natin? That would be 10 pesos. Magkano yung ending balance ng biological asset natin? 115 less 115 or 5 pesos lang pala to. 115 less 5, 110 pesos. Okay? Okay hierarchy ulit tayo sa market Pag sinabi yung principal market, huwag mo nang hanapin yung most advantageous market. Gamitin mo na yung principal market natin. Pag hindi naman sinabi sa problem kung ano yung principal market, tsaka mo lang gagamitin or hahanapin yung most advantageous market. Naka-hierarchy. Pag hindi given yung nauna, tsaka ka lang pupunta sa pangalawa. Okay? Okay, pag wala kang first choice, tsaka mo lang lapitan sa second choice. Parang ganun. Next tayo. Ako. Ano na naman sinasabi? Next. Kapag usapan, tama, i-measure mo yung biological asset mo using fair value, less cost to sell. So kung gagawa ka ng T-account dito, meron kang asset, bio asset yan. Yung beginning balance mo, fair value, less cost to sell. Yung ending balance mo, merong fair value, less cost to sell. Meron yan changes dito. Pwede daw changes dito, pwedeng changes dito. Ano daw yan? Gain or loss. Yang gain or loss na daw na yan, papasok daw yan sa profit or loss. And yung gain or loss na yan, it may come from these scenarios. Pwede daw na nagkaroon ng procreation. Pag sinabing procreation, meron daw bagong panganak na hayop or bagong panganak na asset. Okay? Yung buong fair value ng bagong panganak na asset, yun yung gain or loss natin. Okay? Merong bagong panganak tandaan mo, gain or loss pag merong bagong panganak. Okay? Next, pag meron daw price change. So, nagkaroon daw ng changes sa price. Sabi daw, it may, parang sinasabi daw na magkakaroon daw tayo ng gain or loss from the price change. And pangatlo daw, pagka meron daw physical change. And pang-apat, pag meron daw namatay. Meron ka naman daw loss dyan. Okay, last concept tayo bago mag-proceed sa handouts. Encourage disclosures. Sabi sa PES 41, these disclosures are only encouraged. They are not required. Okay, encourage lang. Ano daw yung unang ini-encourage na i-disclose daw sa notes to financial statement natin? Kapag meron daw tayong biological asset and agricultural produce. Sabi daw, i-separate mo daw kung ano daw yung consumable asset and kung ano daw yung bearer biological asset. Kasi ano ulit yung bearer biological asset? PPE daw yung gamit dyan. Okay? Tapos, i-disclose mo daw, encouragely to disclose daw, the mature and immature biological asset. Tapos, yung breakdown daw ng gain or loss na nakuha natin dito. I-breakdown mo daw siya, it's either from price change or from physical change. Meron tayong illustration dyan, mamaya. Okay? So, yun lang yung concept ha. Ulitin natin ha. Si biological asset, pag-usapang biological asset and agricultural produce, dapat merong buhay. Okay, si biological asset dapat merong buhay. Yung buhay na yan, usually, sa plants and animals lang naman yan. Si plants naman, kapag consumable, PAS 41. Pero kapag hindi consumable or pag bearer plants na daw siya, PAS 16 daw tayo. Si animals naman daw, regardless kung consumable or hindi siya consumable or bearer animals daw siya, PAS 41 pa rin daw ang gagamitin mo. And si agricultural produce, PAS 41 daw rin, provided that it is unprocessed. Kasi kapag the moment daw na ma-process mo na daw yung agricultural produce, PAS 2 na daw yung gagamitin mo. Inventory na raw siya. And sinabi sa PAS 41, dapat daw merong agricultural activity para maging part ng biological asset and agricultural produce. And sinabi ulit sa PAS 41 that biological asset and agricultural produce must be initially and subsequently measured at fair value less cost to sell. And magkaibang bagay si fair value. Si fair value yan yung amount na marireceive mo kapag ibinenta mo na yung asset na meron ka. Yung amount or yung fair value, makikita mo it's either sa principal market pag available siya. Pag hindi available, hanapin mo yung most advantageous market. And yung cost to sell, yan yung future cost na mai-incur mo that are necessary cost din. Okay? Yan yung necessary cost that are future cost na mai-incur mo kapag ibinenta mo na yung asset. And transportation costs are not part of cost to sell, but rather they are a deduction to fair value. And sabi, they are encouraged to disclose the consumable bearer bioasset or the mature and immature bioasset, tapos yung breakdown daw ng gain or loss natin. So, punta tayo sa illustration natin dito. Nag-prepare ako ng konting illustration. Punta ka sa illustration number 1. Okay, sinabi sa illustration number 1. On January 1, 2025, si Naruto Company daw reported the following information. Requirement, compute for the following, the fair value and the cost to sell. Tapos yung fair value less cost to sell daw. Okay, price in the principal market. Uy, part yan ng fair value. O commission to brokers. Ano yan? Necessary cost yan. So part yan ng cost to sell. Transportation cost. Uy, transportation cost, necessary cost. Pero sinabi sa akin ni sir kanina, sinabi sa video kanina, si transportation cost hindi part ng cost to sell but rather a deduction to fair value. Okay? O, levies by commodity exchange. Necessary cost din yan. Cost to sell. Transfer taxes and duties. Sa pag-transfer ng ownership, kailangan mo daw mag-incur ng transfer taxes and duties. Cost to sell din yan. Advertising cost. Ay aba, hindi naman yan necessary cost yung mag-advertise. So, expense na yan. So, kung tinanong, magkano yung fair value mo? Yan, no? 20,000 less 700 pesos. This is 19,300 pesos. Cost to sell, fair value mo, 19,300. Cost to sell mo, 1,000 plus 300 plus 500, that is 1,800. Ano daw yung ending balance daw ng biological asset natin? That would be 19,300 less 1,800. Magkano tayo dito? 17,500. Yan daw yung fair value less cost to sell. Okay? Sige. Illustration number 2. Sa illustration number 2, lagpasan muna. Pasok muna tayo sa ibang illustrations. Illustration number 3 muna tayo. Okay, sabi sa illustration number 3, on January 1, 2025, Pervy Sensei Company acquired a biological asset at its fair value of 10,000 pesos. Take note mo na, fair value daw is 10,000 pesos ng biological asset. Necessary cost incurred on the purchase, total 2,000. Uy, necessary cost incurred. Uy, natapos na. Okay, natapos na. Yung expense na to, ano na yan? Directly attributable cost, necessary cost. Anong gagawin mo dyan? Expense na yan. Okay, hindi na yan cost to sell. Next, it was estimated that if the biological asset is to be sold currently, the cost to sell would amount to 500 pesos. Yan yung cost to sell natin. Provide the journal entry to record the initial recognition. O initial recognition, paano mo i-recognize si asset? Tama, fair value to less cost to sell. Fair value mo is 10,000, cost to sell mo is 500. So yung measurement ng biological asset mo is 9,500. So kung i-entryhan mo yan, since biological asset is a non-current asset, mag-debit ka dito, asset tayo, biological asset, at the amount of 9,500. Tapos syempre, nagbayad ka ng cash. Ano ba yung mga binayaran mong cash? Yung 10,000, yung 500, sabihin na natin, hindi mo pa nabayaran yung 500 kasi future cost mo pa yan. So yung 10,000 binayaran mo yung cash, 2,000 na binayaran mo sa directly attributable cost, 12,000 yung binayaran mong cash, 12,000 tayo dito. Merong difference, 12,000 less 9,500. Yung 2,500 daw, i-charge mo daw yan sa loss. Okay? On bio asset. Saan yan papasok? Profit or loss? 2,500. Ganyan lang kadali. Ganito lang kadali si biological asset and agricultural produce actually. Kaya, minor topic lang to. Next, illustration number 4. Sabi, on January 1, 2025, dairy cattle of ROG Company gave birth to a calf. Okay, nagkaroon daw ng birth to calf. Ano yan? Newborn. Ay, naku, sinabi doon kanina. Sa gain or loss, pag newborn, gain or loss yan. Tama? Yes. Next, the fair value less cost to sell of a newly born calf as of January 1, 2025 is 5,000 pesos. Uy, fair value less cost to sell na daw yan. Nakanet na daw yan. Gamitin mo na yan. Fair value less cost to sell. Cost incurred to induce procreation. Uy, na-incur na. Nagkaroon na ng cost. Sabi daw 3,000. Ano daw gagawin ulit pag na-incur na yung cost? Expense na yan. Okay, so paano mo i-entryhan ngayon yung biological asset at initial recognition? Magde-debit ka lang. Bio asset. Magkano ba yung fair value less cost to sell? Sinabi na mismo sa problem, 5,000 pesos. And sinabi, wala ka namang binayaran na cash, wala ka namang babayaran na cash, wala ka namang kung ano-anong babayaran dyan, ano daw magiging entry mo dito? Kasi newborn daw, gain daw yan. Gain on bio asset. Saan papasok ulit yan? P&L, 5,000 pesos. Okay, kuha mo yun? Sige. Next, illustration number 5. Saan nyo, madali lang to eh. Illustration number 5, on April 1, 2025, COA Company harvested ripe mango. Uy, naka-harvest ng ripe mango. Ano yan? Bio-asset ba yan? Yes, bio-asset siya, pero mas specifically, tawagin natin siya as agricultural produce. Okay, yan yung bunga, ripe mango. Sabi daw, the harvested mango have fair value less cost to sell of 50,000 on April 1, 2025. Labor cost incurred, nagamit na. Ano yan? Expense na yan. Okay, the journal entry to record the initial recognition. Syempre, magde-debit ka ng bio asset ulit, or para mas precise tayo, gamitin mo na lang agricultural produce. So, debit ka ng agricultural produce, which is an asset again. Si agricultural produce nga lang, most specifically, current asset siya. Si bio asset, non-current asset. So, si agricultural produce, magkano yung fair value less cost to sell? 50,000. Ano yung credit mo dito? Gain pa rin. Kasi bunga lang naman, parang newborn lang din siya. So, gain on agricultural produce, 50,000 pesos. Sige nga, paano mo i-entryhan yung expense na labor cost? E di meron ka lang ditong labor expense, tapos credit ka ng cash, magkano daw yan? 5,000 pesos. Ganyan lang. Diba? Wala. Illustration number 6 na tayo agad oh. Sabi dito, on January 1, 2025, the government granted Naruto Company a 500,000 cash aid in planting rice. Ay, government grant. Si government grant, ang accounting for government grant natin dito is yung accounting for government grant pa rin natin. Okay? Punta ka ngayon sa video discussion natin sa government grant. Medyo mabilis lang din yon. Okay, sabi, rice plants are considered annual crops. annual crops, rice plants. Kaya daw hindi siya classified as bearer plants. Bakit? Consumable. Tapos hindi siya for more than 1 year. Kaya sinasabi ko, yung rice plants natin, hindi siya bearer plants. Okay? Next, the grant requires Naruto to farm only within the city limits for 5 years. Sabi daw, gagamitin mo daw yung grant na 500,000 for a period of 5 years. If any of the conditions is breached, Naruto must return the grant taking into consideration the portion of retained based on passage of time. Letter A, requirement daw, compute income from government grant in 2025 assuming no breach of condition. 2025 lang. Ano ulit yung entry mo? Ano ba yung entry mo kapag meron kang government grant? Tama, makaka-receive ka ng cash. Tapos kapag wala ka pa namang nakuha na income or pag yung grant na na-receive mo is related to asset, tama, magkikredit ka muna ng deferred income from government grant which is a liability account, DIGG. Magkano yan? 500,000 pesos. 2025, sabihin na natin na gamit mo na yung isang taon. So magkakaroon ka ng income from government grant tapos or i-recognize mo yung DIGG, tapos magkikredit ka ng income from government grant. Magkano yon? 100,000. Yung for 1 year lang. 500,000 divided by 100,000 or divided by 5, 100,000. So yun yung sagot natin for letter A, 100,000. Letter B, total income from government grant earned over 5 years. Sa buong 5 years daw, magkano daw yung government grant na marireceive mo kapag wala kang na breach of contract? Basically, yung buong 500,000. So, yun na yung sagot natin for illustration number 6. Diba? Walang kahirap-hirap. Ito na lang yung medyo magpapahirap sa'yo ng konti. Yung illustration number 2. Okay? Sa illustration number 2, kung maalala mo, sinabi ko kanina sa encourage disclosure, dapat daw ihiwalay mo or i-encourage ka daw na ihiwalay mo daw yung price change and yung physical change. Okay? Medyo may nahihirapan dito ng konti kasi nakakalito daw. Pero actually, self-explanatory yan. Kailangan mo lang ng konting logical thinking. Kasi, price change. Ano ibig sabihin yan? Yung gain or loss mo daw dahil nagbago yung prices. Okay? Pag physical change, yung gain or loss daw na na-incur mo dahil daw nag-improve yung physical ability or physical characteristic nung biological asset. Okay? Yun lang. Price change, nagbago yung price. Physical change, nagbago yung physical characteristic. So, punta tayo On January 1, 2025, the biological asset of Almond Company consists of 10 2-year-old animals with fair value less cost to sell of 10,000 each for a total of 100,000. Take note mo 10 daw yan. 10 2-year-old animals. Tapos 10,000 each daw yung fair value less cost to sell niya ng January 1, 2025. Okay? Transactions during the year includes the following. One animal aged 2.5 years was purchased. Uy, binibili daw siya ng 2.5 years. Okay? 2.5-year-old daw na animals, binili daw niya ng July 1, 2025 for 10,800. I-assume mo, yan din yung fair value less cost to sell mo muna. O, tapos sabi, one animal was born. Uy, may nanganak, may newborn, July 1, 2025. Next, no animal were sold and or disposed. Ay, walang nabenta, walang namatay. Tapos may ligay daw dito yung mga given. Sabi daw, per unit fair value less cost to sell are as follows. Fair value daw ng newborn animals on July 1, 2025 is 7,000. Okay? 2.5-year-old animals at July 1, 2025, yung fair value less cost to sell daw, 10,800. Tapos yung newborn animal daw nung December 31, 2025, ito na daw sila. Okay, 7,200, 8,000, 10,500, 11,100, 12,000 respectively. Okay, emphasize ko ito fair value mo noong July 1, 2025. Ito fair value mo daw noong December 31, 2025. Requirement, hanapin mo daw yung gain or loss due to price change and due to physical change. So, paano mo gagawin yan? Ganito lang. Okay, hindi to mahirap. Okay, hunain muna natin price change. Okay, price change tayo. Sa price change concept lang ulit, magkano yung changes sa prices ng mga biological asset natin? So, i-list natin ano ba yung mga yung mga classifications ng biological asset natin dito. Una, meron kang 10 baka na yung age niya is 2 years old. Tapos, pangalawa, meron kang isang baka na yung age niya is 2.5 years old. Tapos yung isang baka that is newly born. Newborn daw yung baka. Okay? Tapos, anong gagawin mo? I-compare mo ngayon yung beginning fair value less cost to sell and versus yung ending fair value less cost to sell. Okay? Tingnan mo dito. Magkano ba yung beginning fair value ng 2-year-old animals natin? Okay? Magkano? Ito na sinabi fair value less cost to sell daw, yung beginning balance daw niya ng fair value less cost to sell niya is 10,000 pesos. So yung beginning mo dito, 10,000 pesos. Tapos titignan mo, at December 31, 2025, yung 2-year-old ko na baka, magkano na yung ending fair value less cost to sell? Tignan mo dito, ayun yung 2-year-old na baka ko daw, by December 31, 2025, magiging 10,500 na. So yung ending balance ko dito, 10,500. Nakita mo yung logic? 'Di ba? Kinompare mo lang yung beginning fair value less cost to sell nung 2-year-old na cow ko nung beginning, yung fair value less cost to sell ko nung beginning versus kung magkano na yung fair value less cost to sell niya at the end of the year, which is December 31, 10,500. So repeat the process lang ulit tayo. Si 2.5 years old, kailan mo ba daw siya binili? July 1, 2025. Magkano yung fair value less cost to sell mo ng July 1, 2025? Ito yan, 7 or 10,800 yung 2.5-year-old animal. So yung beginning mo dito, 10,800. Titignan mo, yung 2.5-year-old animal ko, magkano na yung nagbago sa prices niya at December 31? Punta ka ngayon dito, yung 2.5-year-old at December 31, yung price na 11,100. So dito, 11,100 yung ending. Kuha mo. Next, sa newborn. Yung newborn ko ng July 1, pinanganak siya July 1, 2025. I-compare mo. Magkano ba yung fair value niya ng July 1, 2025? 7,000. Yan yung beginning. I-compare mo. Yung newborn ko, ilan yung fair value pag after December 31, 2025 na? Ito yun, newborn on December 31, 7,200. Tama. Tapos merong changes. Yung changes, yun yung gain or loss natin. I-compare mo. 10,000 less 10,500 yung ending. So meron change na 500. Ano yan? Gain. Syempre, tumaas yung price kasi. Kaya meron gain. Ito, 10,800. Tapos naging 11,100. Merong gain na 300. Tumaas ng 300 yung price. Next, ito, tumaas ng 200 yung price. Okay, tapos ilan yung baka sa una? 10. Ito, isa. Ito, isa. So magkano yung price change natin? 500 times 10, 5,000. 300, 200. Yung total price change natin, 5,500. Yun na yung sagot natin dito. 5,500. Easy. 'Di ba? Yung logic lang. Magkano yung naging change ng mga baka ko? Magkano yung mga naging changes sa prices ng baka ko from the beginning na nakuha ko yung cow up to the subsequent measurement, which is by December 31. Yun yung price change natin. Okay? Gawin natin sa physical change. Pag physical change, syempre tatlo pa rin yung cow mo. Meron ka ng 10 2-year-old cow, 1 2.5-year-old cow, and 1 newborn cow. Okay? Magkano yung beginning fair value less cost to sell nung cow natin, okay, na 2-year-old? Sige, magkano sa tingin mo? Okay, ang gagamitin mo dito is yung fair value less cost to sell ng December 31, 2025 nung at the end na pwede mo na siyang ibenta. Or clue na lang natin, yung ending balance mo sa price change, yun din yung gagamitin mo sa beginning balance mo dito. Okay? So, ito, 10,500. Ito, 11,100. Tapos, ito, 7,200. Okay? Kuha mo? Yun na yung clue mo. Yung ending balance mo dito, yun na yung gagamitin mo dito. Bakit, sir? Kala ko ba beginning fair value? Ang tinitingnan mo dito, yung physical change. Yung naging changes sa physicality, hindi naman yung changes sa prices. Okay? Ano yung physicality, sir? Tingnan mo sa ending Fair value less cost to sell. O, yung 2-year-old natin, tama, kailan yan naging 2-year-old? January 1, 2025. January 1, 2025. At the end of December 31, ilang taon na yung 2-year-old natin na yan? Okay? 3 years old na. So, ano yung fair value na gagamitin mo? Yung 3-year-old animals na. So, magiging 12,000. Ito, yung ending balance, 12,000. Kita mo yung logic? Yung naging changes sa growth. Yung naging changes sa physical change. Okay, kinompare mo yung changes sa physical change. Kaya ikinompare mo magkano yung fair value ko nung 2-year-old ako, which is ito, ng December 31, 10.5. Magkano yung fair value ko nung 3 years old na ako? 12,000. So, repeat the process lang ulit tayo. Si 2.5 years old, kailan mo yan nakuha? July 1. So, by December 31, ilang taon na yan? 3 years old na. So, gagamitin mo, 12,000 din dito. Oh, next, yung newly born, kailan yan pinanganak? July 1. So, by December 31, ilang taon na yan? 0.5. Punta ka ngayon sa 0.5-year-old animal. Yung fair value, 8,000. Yan na yun. O, tapos i-compare mo, may changes. Meron ka ditong change, 1,500, tumaas, kaya meron kang gain. 11.1, 12,000, nagkaroon ng gain of 900. 7.2, 8,000, nagkaroon ng gain of 800. Okay? O, tapos ilang baka ulit to? 10. Ito 1. Ito 1. So, magkano to? 15,000. Ito 900. Ito 800. So, 15,000 plus 900 plus 800, this is equal to 16,700. Take note mo ulit. Okay? Sinabi ko kanina yan dito. Yung newly born, okay? Yung newly born is a gain or loss. Ano ngayon siya? Price change ba siya? Hindi. Ano siya? Part siya ng physical change. Kasi biglang nagkaroon ng changes sa physicality. Biglang merong pinanganak. Magkano yung fair value ng newly born animal mo ng July 1, 2025? 7,000. So dito, magpo-plus ka, 7,000. So yan lang yung nakakalito. 7,000. Huwag mong kakalimutan yan. Yung fair value ng newly born animal mo ng July 1, 2025 kasi hindi pa natin siya in-account sa physical change. So, mag-add ka na lang ng 7,000 dito. So, 6,700 plus 7,000, this is equal to 23,700. So, yung sagot natin for requirement letter B, 23,700. Magkano ngayon yung total gain or loss natin? Ano lang yan? 23,700 plus 5,500, this is equal to 29,200. Basic. So, ito lang for biological asset and agricultural produce under PAS 41. So, ulitin ko, minor topics lang ito. Kailangan mo lang tiyagain ng konti kasi ikaw, kapag nakita mong mahirap, pag nakita mong hindi mo naintindihan, tinitigilan mo yung pagbabasa. Huwag kang ganun. Disiplina lang tayo, papasa tayo, konting tiyaga lang. Okay? So, I expect, pag dumating sa board exam, si biological asset tinanong sa'yo, dapat sure ball, nakuha mo na. Okay tayo. So, yun lang muna. God bless and ciao.